안 남았거든.
여기 됐잖아요. 그러면 여기 지금 된 거잖아요. 그쪽에 그만 나가잖아요. 그러면 여기 나가야 되잖아. 왜 안 나가지 거기?
거기 놔둬 혹시나 싶어가지고 쏟아 쏠까 봐. 요것도 저 옆에 이따가
요-
물 달라면 네가 주면 돼.
예?
의자 갖고 와서 저 뒤에 저기 뭐저
어디가?
의자 갖고 와서
요건 나가는 거고.
예, 예.
그럼 요거 말고
의자는
다 우리 거로. 우리 라이브로 하면 들어가.
여기 지금 여기 라이브입니다, 스님. 유튜브 라이브인데. 스타디 스쿨에.
자, 근데 이 화면이 안 나간다면서요.
예, 예. OBS에서 설정.
OBS 다 됐어요. 다 됐고. 여기 지금 요게 나가고.
예,
또 카메라가.
예, 예.
근데 요게 줌 요게 나가야 되잖아요. 근데 줌 안 나가잖아요, 지금. 목소리도?
약간 소리는 나왔는데.
자, 그럼
목소리
시작할까?
잘 나옵니다. 목소리는 잘 나오고 있습니다.
알겠습니다. 자,
네네.
그러면
네.
저쪽에 마이크 좀 주시겠어요. 민우
그
스님.
필요 없고 의자 옆에 네가 앉으면 나는 내가
와.
예, 예. 선생님, 그쪽에 편하게 앉으시죠. 오케이.
그 의자 앉으면
오케이. 예. 네. 자, 지금부터 저녁 수업 시작하겠습니다. 오늘 이번 시간은 스트레스 이해입니다.
The topic of today's lecture is stress management.
오늘 강의를 해주실 교수님은 김상협입니다.
Today's lecturer is Professor 상혁 Kim.
작년에 여기에 오셔서 6개월 동안 단기 출가를 했습니다.
He was officially for 6 months here last year.
현재 정신과 의사이시고 직장의 전문가입니다.
Right now he is a psychiatrist and his specialty is in child abnormal behavior.
자, 그러면 지금부터 스트레스 이해 수업 시작하겠습니다.
Let's begin the lecture.
저거 사티디빠님이 본인 소개 좀 더 디테일하게 해주시고요.
네, 알겠습니다. 그럼 이제 시작하면 되겠습니까?
예, 예, 시작하십시다.
네, 제가 하겠습니다. In order to be able to give today's lecture, we first worship the Buddha who realized the truth 2,500 years ago and taught it to everyone, and the great monk Buddhapala, our true teacher. I'll start with the chanting of the Buddhapala.
못 쓰기네. 저거
누르면은, 예,
예,
예.
저기 통역 없이 바로 진행할 겁니다. 사티디빠님 통역을 하지 않고
네.
바로 진행할 겁니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
예, 예, 그냥 하시고 나중에 질문 받을 때는 통역이 필요할지 모르겠습니다.
네, 그렇게 하겠습니다.
예, 예, 죄송합니다. 됐습니다.
네, 먼저 찬팅을 하고 시작하겠다고 그렇게 말씀하신 것 같은데.
아, 그래요?
여기 있다, 여기 있습니다.
예. 진행하시면 됩니다.
네.
예.
데이터 넣어주려고 그러고 있어요.
Yeah, let's start today's lesson. Our title is Stress and Anxiety and Depression and Addiction. I am the Sangyeok Kim. I am the child adolescent psychiatrist at the On General Hospital in Busan, South Korea. I am the head of the On Hospital Center for Child Adolescent Psychiatry Health. It is a pleasure to meet you today. I'd like to spend about 90 minutes today talking about some of the most problematic mental health issues of the modern people and how they relate to our current practice of the mental health. 이거 힌두로 할 때 뭐 시간이 좀 필요하다는데 괜찮습니까? 계속 해도 되겠습니까?
예. 그냥 계속 영어로 하시죠.
지금처럼 이렇게 속도로 하면 되겠습니까?
예. 괜찮습니다. 편할 대로 하이소.
네, 알겠습니다.
네.
I also practiced for about 4 months last year, from the end of January to the month of May, where you are now. So that experience has changed a lot of my life, and it has helped me a lot. So I am going to combine some of my experience and medical knowledge to give today's lecture. One of the biggest challenges we have with our mental health right now is stress. Let's take a look at how this stress is defined, how it affects our mental health, and the resulting anxiety, addiction, and depression. Stress, that is why life is painful. Is your life pain? Yes, your life is a series of the suffering. Let's take a look. And in 2013, there was the paper in the New England Journal of Medicine about the mental health. In America, many people in the United States are suffering. 46% of the U.S. population has one of the more mental problems, and 20% of children aged 3 to 7 say they have some kind of mental problem. This is a statistic from the United States, but I think it will be the same in Korea, and I think there will be a similar phenomenon in India. If you look at the situation in Korea, Korea has the highest suicidal rate in the world for almost 20 years. And there are countries like Lithuania, Slovenia, Belgium, Japan, US. But Korea is top. And so Korea is the number one country in the world where life is quite painful in many ways. But on the other hand side, if you look at country, they say well-being. India is one of the countries in the world where people are living this way the best. It's amazing. Your country is the best world, is the well-being in the world. You may have the less pain in your life. There are a lot of things now. When asked which country is the happiest, Spain is the number one, and Korea also number 22nd. So it's also the Korea that is the most stressful for students to handle calm, to the studying, and then it is a country where the satisfaction with any kind school life is also quite far below average. Korea is a very, very stressful country. Therefore, Korea is a country where life is quite difficult and the suffering is more than one other country. That's why we are doing a lot of work to solve this kind of pain in life. When you do that, we talk about the pain our lives at stress. And when this stress progresses, it creates anxiety, and anxiety eventually leads to depression, which is very difficult for the individual, a family, and the society. First, let's take a look at what stress is. Stress itself is the word that is used in any physics or any engineering. So the meaning is the squeeze something like this, to twist and something tightly. There are a lot of external things that affect our lives like this. And now we call them stress. And the stress isn't necessarily a bad thing, yeah, or there is a stress that helps us, and there is stress that harms us, which requires a certain amount of stress. Stress itself can be something painful or pleasurable. It puts the burden of our body from head to toe, and causes the imbalance of the physical or mental health, thus leading to the need for the readaptation. These are the non-specific reactions of the body. So when there is stress, we need to do something to regulate ourselves, our external environment. So when you are stressed, it's a big stress for us that we don't have too much stimulation. To put it simply, a lot of young people want to work, but they don't have the job. A lot of them have to take care of their family's livelihood, and they don't have a job, and that's a lot of stress. Just like that's a lot of stress when you don't have a lot of things that you have. And then when there is something too much in this life, some of the difficulties in this life, we become this is a bad stress. So we can see the this kind of stress that is having a relative effect on our like this. How can you have this kind of stress that we can't predict at all? And then we can't understand, and we can't accept, and we can't control ourselves. And we call the bad stress. Then it's something that we can predict, and that we can accept, and have an appropriate reason for that. And that kind of stress helps us. We get the sense of accomplishment, and a lot of positive things from to overcome it.
아니, 그런 작품.
That's why we need the right amount of attention in our lives, like the strings of a stringed instrument. So if we are too loose or too tight, the string will break like this. Or the strings won't come out beautifully. So how well we manage stress in our life is very important for our mental health and physical health. So when we do something like this, positive stress improve our immune function by improving our mental and the mental in number of things like that. So there are many ways to create something productive and positive in your life. But if you do something that puts too much stress, it can eventually cause us to create anxiety, to create tension, to become addicted to the something as the way to avoiding that pain, to indulging in that momentary pleasure, and to end up with the depression where everything is messed up and we feel low and helpless. We can also take a look at how stressed you are. There are just 26 items that you have here. Let's take a look at one of these items. It's nearly yes, it's not at all, it's very bad, it's not bad. It's the 5, it's not at all, it's the 0. It's the very much, and it's the 4, and it's checked. So, yeah, just take a look. My chest feels tight. I have indigestion. I have stomach pain. I feel dizzy. Everything feels troublesome. I feel tired easily. My whole body feels weak. I have lost confidence. My body trembles. I've lost my motivation. I'm easily in trouble. I see no future in what I do. I often feel dazed.
스님한테 자료
My
있는지
voice gets louder. I feel rushed or pressured by work. My behavior has been rough. My head feels heavy or ache. My heart pounds. I feel bored. I have no patience. I feel worthless. I don't want to move. I have resented taking leave or left early from the work. I find my work is tedious. I make a mistake at work. I'm considering quitting my job. How about your condition? Everyone is health?
사티 디빠님,
예,
혹시 PPT나 뭐가 있습니까? 아니면은 지금 하는 자료만 있습니까? PPT를 올립니까?
PPT 지금 안 보이십니까?
전혀 지금 안 나와가지고. 공유가 안 되고
올렸는데.
공유가 안 되고 있습니다. 다시
공유가
한번
안 되고 있습니까?
예, 처음부터 안 됐습니다. 확인 다시 해주이소.
네.
저 공유하도록은 다 만들었습니다. 이제
됐습니까?
공유가
잘
됩니다.
보입니까?
예, 예, 이제 공유가 됩니다.
아,
그럼 또
알겠습니다.
처음부터 다시 합시다.
이제 한번 그냥 잠시 그냥 그 내용을 보겠습니다. Is life is
알겠습니다.
suffering? Yeah.
예, 예, 예.
Indeed, the life is that suffering.
예, 지금은 잘 되고 있습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. The mental disorders paper, yeah, it's 46% of the American fit diagnosed of one of form of the mental illness or another. Nearly 20% of the American children aged 3 to 17 suffer from some form of the mental disorder, usually defined as the serious change in their way children handle their emotion and learn more. So, this is statistics from the United States, but I think it will be the same in Korea, but I think there will be the similar phenomenon in India. If you look at the situation in Korea, Korea has the highest suicide rate in the world for almost 20 years. And there are countries like that, Lithuania, Slovenia, Belgium, Japan, US, but Korea is top. So Korea is the number 1 country in the world where the life is quite painful in many ways. But on the other side, if you look at the country that say the well-being, India is one of the countries in the world where the people are living this way the best. You may have the less pain in your life, India. There are a lot of things now when they ask which country is the happiest. Spain is number 1, and Korea also that the most stressed for students. when it comes to studying. And then it's a country where the satisfaction with the kind of school life is also quite far below average. Therefore, the Korea is a country where the life quite difficult and the suffering is more than any other country. That's why we're doing a lot of work to solve this kind of pain of life. When we talk about the pain our lives is stress, and when the stress progresses, it creates anxiety. Anxiety eventually leads to depression, which is very difficult for individual, the family, and the society. First, take a look at where stress is. Stress itself is a word that is used in any physics or engineering. So the meaning is a squeeze and something like this, to twist something like a tightly. There are a lot of external things that affect our lives like this, and now we call them stress. And the stress is the necessary of bad things. There is stress that helps us. And there is stress that harm us, which requires a certain amount of stress. Stress itself can be something painful or pleasurable. So we can create a lot of challenge for our body and from head and toes, and cause imbalance of the physical and the mental health, thus leading to the need for the readaptation. These are non-specific reactions of the body. So when you have stress, it is a big stress for us that we don't have too much stimulation. To put it simply, a lot of the young people want to work, but they don't have a job. A lot of them have to take care of their family's livelihood, and they don't have a job. And that's a lot of stress, just like there's a lot of stress when they don't have a lot of things that you have. And then when there is something too much, in this life, some of these difficult in this life, we become this bad stress, very harmful, and low is high is very harmful. So we can see the kind of stress that is having the negative effect on our like this. How can you have this kind of stress that we can't predict at all, and then we can't understand, and we can't accept, and we can't control ourselves? And we call the bad stress. And it's something that we can predict and that we can accept and have an appropriate reason for that. And that kind of stress helps us, and we get a sense of accomplishment. And a lot of positive things from the overcoming it. That's why we need the right amount of tension in our lives, like the string of the string instrument. So if it's too loose or too tight, the string will break like this, or the string won't come out beautifully. So how well we manage stress in our lives is very important for our mental health and the physical health. So when you do something like this, positive stress improve our immune function and improve our mental and mentally the number of things like that. So there are many ways to create something productive and positive in your life. But if we have something that put too much stress on us, it can eventually cause us to create anxiety, to create tension, to become addicted to something. As the way to avoiding that pain, it indulging in that momentary pleasure, and it ends up the depression. Where everything is messed up and we feel low and helplessness. You can also take a look at how stressed you are. There is a 26 6 items that you have here. Let's take a look one of these items. My chest feels tight. I have indigestion. I have stomach pain. I feel dizzy. Everything feels troublesome. I feel tired easily. My whole body feels weak. I've lost confidence. My body trembles. I've lost my motivation. I am easily irritable. I see no future in what I do. I often feel dazed. My voice gets louder. I feel lost or afraid of my work. My behavior has become rough. My head feels heavy or aches. My heart pounds. I feel bored. I have no patience. I feel worthless. I don't want to move. I have recently taken leave while left early from the work. I find my work tedious. I make a mistake at work. I'm considering quitting my job. How about your condition? Yeah, everyone is okay? Yeah. This risk is if you go to the 58, 104 point, you are the individual who has a degree of risk. So let's take a look. So in the end, when we are under the too much stress, the autonomic nervous system become hyperactive physically, creating state of imbalance in the body. So when the autonomic nervous system is hyperactive, the heart is a bit depressed, the blood pressure is goes up, the breath go up, and the blood is so relaxed, and then body, the digestive system is just stop the functioning, and you swell a lot, and your muscle are very tense, and your head hot, yeah, and it's hard to breathe, and then you don't feel comfortable in the whole body. So when you look at some of the different change in stress, the head, the mind is very sensitive. The mind very anxious. The head hot, and then the teeth grind, and allow the heartbeat to fast, then beat irregularly, and the blood pressure go up, and so on. You can't digest it. You can feel nauseous. You can throw up, and your stomach hurt because your chest hurt. Your muscle is tense. Your head hot. Then your leg is very stiff, uh, and now your back hot, and that can happen. And the breath is like this. It's very hard to breathe. It's the shortness of breath, and it can be. So it can be the cold hand and the feet, and then you can be mentally depressed. You may now be anxious and exhibit behavior that impair a number of cognitive function. And now they become quite sensitive behaviorally, and then they get angry because they can't stand it very well, and then they drink a lot and smoke a lot, and they hurt themselves. They fight impulsively. They get violent, and they can't concentrate, so they are not efficient at learning and doing anything. You may not be able to eat a lot of things. You may binge eat, and you may indulge in the things like the games. And there are a lot of behaviors like the not going to school or leaving the school early. So if you are under a lot of stress, you can end up the problem in your body. You can have a high blood pressure. You can have the gastric ulcers, and you can have the asthma, and then you can have a urinary frequency. And in women, you can have some kind of amenorrhea and some kind of like that. You can have the lack of sleep, allergies on your skin, hair falling out, and so on. Because there is so much stress in Korea, there is a constant increase of patients who are depressed. Yeah. or the anxious or insomnia in sometimes like that. This kind of disease that are the caused stress, which are going to continue to increase over the late few years. So let's take a look at the anxiety disorder that come up first as we can see what kind of stressful situation it is. Anxiety disorder when you feel really sensitive and uncomfortable. This symptom of the afraid, not being able to stay still, and being startled in called anxiety. Also, you have this kind of the physical symptom when you are the stress. The physical symptoms are the muscle tension, headache, back pain, neck pain, blood pressure rise in some part of heart, and the heartbeat is fast. You have shortness of breath, and you have the indigestion. You have a lot of urine. Yeah. You have the drop in the libido, and you can't sleep. On the other side, it's kind of instinctively created that if there is danger, we try to avoid that but when it's too excessive, it's because you are the overactivated in some kind of amygdala. Some of these emotional states of anxiety, and that is what we call a pathological anxiety, too overactive the amygdala. It's that we have that say the snake. Normally that we feel anxiety, but too much anxiety is a problem. So, as I mentioned before, this autonomic nervous system is the hyperactive, and it has some kind of effect on all parts of the body. In addition to some of the mental symptoms, there are a lot of physical symptoms. And instead of going to the psychiatrist, we go to the internal medicine or family medicine department first, and then we go to the psychiatrist, and we miss the treatment period after few years. And now, when we are overstressed and in now persistent, we look to some momentary hedonic way of the get rid of the anxiety. The pain with the anxiety. That's what we call addiction disorder. So we can become addicted to any substance like alcohol, drug like cocaine, illegal drug, or you smoke, you drink coffee excessively, you can become addicted to certain substance. You can become addicted to certain behavior. There are certain type of behavior that need us to become addicted to the behavior, such as excessive intimacy. Yeah. The cognitive work, success, dominance, money, sex, gambling, internet, shopping. We call it behavioral addiction. Yeah, the substance addiction is usually alcohol, drug, but some behavior also addicted. Oh, that is the problem. Is that gambling? It's a very gambling is a very serious. Yes, gambling is that the family family conflict, economic difficult, crime, and finally, suicide is very high. Because gambling is a very high risk addiction. Oh, nowadays the internet is a very big problem. Yeah, so sleep disorder, dry eye syndrome, headache, back, neck pain, fidgety syndrome is it is that we too many times to watch that monitor. It caused some problem. Yeah, visual blurring, dry eye, musculoskeletal symptoms such as leg pain, back pain, shoulder pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, venous thromboembolism, shoulder tendonitis, in the elbow epicondylitis. Nowadays, one of the biggest problem we have had lately is in internet addiction. One of the big our time is the use of the internet. Many students are now too preoccupied in the game and spend too much time in the social media. So there is many cases where I spend too much time on that and unable to do other things because they are obsessed with it. That's why there are so many situations like this where you can't let go of your cell phone and you have to carry it with you all times. So we lived in the time where there is the tendency to try to solve certain relationships that are really needed in some cyberspace. And in terms of certain relation, you have become too distant and limited. When the perpetuate the various stress that we have to use them as a way to avoid the pain, we become addicted. So in the end, if we continue to have these things unresolved, we end up depressed symptom. Yeah, it's very happy, face expression, but the depressed people looks very sad, hopeless, and very tense, and yeah. When it's various stresses, you have to use them the way to avoid the pain. You have that end up the depressive symptom. Major depressive disorder, depression, also known as is that common psychological disorder, is indicate one of most prevailing problem in the today's society. Its global prevalence has increased 320 million suffering from depression. As shown in this figure, it's the most common symptom include the cognitive dysfunction. Yeah. Impaired learning and the memory, mood swing, continuous low mood, feeling of worthlessness, anhedonia, social withdrawal, sleep disturbance, and suicidal thoughts. And then we go through the progression where you don't sleep well, you are tired all the time, you are already feeling guilty, you have the negative about yourself, you are isolated, you are crying little things, and then you are going to end up in the suicidal thought. If until it can first for months and years, it causes significant personal suffering and social economic loss, academic, occupational failure, a deterioration of family and the interpersonal relationship, worsening of physical illness, suicide. 50% of the depression finally commit to suicide. It's a very big problem. Depression also, could cause the many difficulty in their lives. Yeah, it's affecting learning and the job. There is a case where people lost contact with the family and the relationship with each other because their sensitive reaction. There is a lot of tension in the family and there is a breakdown in the relationship. And in the order to deal with the pain, as I just said, there is a lot of addiction. There's going to be a lot of drinking and the substance use and things like that because they don't take care of their body. Any of those physical conditions are pretty bad, and their immunity goes down, and they have a lot of physical illness because of that. The most prevalent thing is that in the 50% people with depression, they end up their lives by suicide. So we have to find the depression as soon as possible and treat it. So when you have the depression like this, you have the 5 times more likely to have the heart disease. And you're going to have the more than twice death rate of the general population. And because of depression is causing more difficulties in social functioning than any other disease. You know, more than patients who have a spinal injury and arthritis, heart disease, lung disease, heart disease. Depression is decreased social function is a lot, so it's a very big problem. You know, the more than the patient have the very big problem. So we needed to detect it early and do something about it quickly. So I said early, the reason why the suicide rate in Korea is increasing year by years, and when we look at this, almost 30 deaths per 100,000 people. It's very in Korea, it's nearly the 30 people. Yeah. So South Korea, as I said earlier, is the country that have the more stress than any other country, and we have this kind of suicide, which is a lot higher any country, Japan or United States or German. Korea is higher, compared to other countries. So the most important thing about what we do is that the people who commit suicide are going to go to a lot of things before they are commit suicide in first place. There are many cases where help is asked. So it is very important that we find it as soon as possible so that we can prevent suicide. So when you are in your 20 and below, usually the change in essence message formatting their computer, and the restlessness is the worry of the others. Their interest is after life, searching the suicide in internet. 30 and 40s, repeated drink, domestic violence. There is emotion is very anger, loss of control. They express the blame, close people, mentioning past mistake. It's that very meaningful change. 50s and 60s, sudden shopping, settling affair, very lethargic and depression. Asking close friends directly, indirectly mention suicide. If you find that this kind of that event, we're very cautious. Now let's look at how to can help these people, how we can help people who are in pain. How to treat this type of difficulty is very important. It can be divided into the 3 categories. The first is changing oneself. Second is find the value of life. Third is seek help. Or changing oneself, self-control. It means the changing the coping method. It's the passive and the negative coping. It's the active and the positive change coping strategy. So too many just life stress, the healthy lifestyle, the stress management, social support, professional help, will help that can get over that big stress. We had that experience of the futility of the control the inner world. Yeah. It is some very difficult topic. I just talking about this. Why suffering? Yeah, we are start the suffering. In the Western country, the origin of the suffering, is that Judeo-Christian tradition. In the Genesis story, evaluated knowledge represents the loss of human innocence and the beginning of the human suffering. The young children is a model of the healthy, normal family. At first, he is innocent and has no shame about himself. But as he learns to speak and imitate adult, he loses his innocence. Many religious traditions have the ritual, face-to-face meditation, hwadu, blessing, mantra, aimed at reducing, alternating, dominating of the analytical language of direct experience. The subject matter of the teachings of the many religions is, in their attempt to know, humans lose their innocence and the suffering become natural as a result. The uh, silent song is just the pain. According to Homer's Odyssey, there is a story about the warrior returning to home after their uh, Trojan War. The Odyssey crossed the sea. He was tempted by the siren and knowing that the people would fall into the sea. Odyssey told his soldier to cover their ears, and Odyssey himself he heard the sound while his body is tied to boat. After hearing the silent temptation, Odysseus began how to cut tie that bind him. But his men don't follow his order because they know that as soon as they cut them, he will fall into the sea. The story of Odysseus and the Song of Silence tell the story of the power of the human mind and the basic human relationship, cognitive fusion, avoidance of experience. So dark side that is intertwined with linguistic knowledge. It's just our is like the instinct. The Homo sapiens human conquered the Earth from the about 70,000 years ago and 30,000 years ago. A ship, oil lamp, bow and arrow, and needles was invented. There is a first clear evidence of religious, commercial, and social stratification. So, what happened in the sapiens during this period? Perhaps a genetic mutation that occurred by the chance during this period contributed to a sapiens brain. It would be correct to assume that the internal wiring has been changed. What was the secret of sapiens' success? It's most likely due to our unique language, intelligence. It means the intelligence. So, well, usually that the human, Homo sapiens, usually their intelligence in the linguistic skill, and he had built a big tower, to reach that the heaven, like that kind of the out control, what is the secret of human sex? Is likely that the language is our ability to reason through the certain language. Those are the things that have led to our success. So in a lot of history, we saw a lot of things symbolically about the various events that we try challenge their realms of the gods through our intellectual ability. So through the external control, human beings have actually achieved tremendous success in today's society. We gone into the space. We've made a lot of the electronic device. We have made our lives nearly fertile. We have made our lives nearly easy. And the kind of insurance that we are still using, all these things are the result of our human intelligence. And what kind of external control are going to tremendous, but what kind of external control? The control, we are controlling the something is the right answer to all of us. In order to us to solve this problem of the human spirit, medicine has been making many attempts to solve the human suffering, starting with the famous psychoanalysis of Freud since the early 90s. So I thought that the experience of the past had a lot of power in the present. And now that we have corrected the experience of the past, that our minds are now free from the suffering again. And that will have the certain kind of freedom and the ease the peace. But it is not that we have really become happier human being in the end, even though there has been a lot of psychiatric treatment since then. As I saw in the beginning, there have been a lot of the medical and the psychological treatment and all kinds of things like that. But human beings haven't really been happy. Dog is happy, but human is not happy. What was the reason for this? In this end, we just couldn't get rid of so many thoughts in our head. We consciously tried to get rid of it through the various treatments, but in the end, some of our pain didn't go away. And the more difficulties and the misfortunes begin to dominate our lives. So we are now realizing that we can control some of our external world, but we can't control our inner mind. And that's what we know now about our language. This way, observation is the most important characteristic of being human. We have to innovate a lot of the opening our mind and eyes, immersing ourselves in things, in the approaching the truth. Now, the observation has begun. Yeah. In the Western world, numerous attempts have been made to understand pain and solve it. They believed that they solved the human pain and found happiness through the external control using the intelligence. However, in modern time, external life has become abundant, but internal deficiency and the pain increase further. In the end, they found the answer in the wisdom developed by Buddha 2,500 years ago in the East, and are attempting to partially solve it by partially using it. Although a solution without true practice is impossible, they are trying to solve this problem with the brain they have been familiar with until now. It's trying. It's true. I guess, I think. Yeah. Experience of the futility of the controlling the inner world. It's not possible. The language, the intelligence, it's possible to control the outside, but we cannot control inner side. So nowadays, observation is important characteristic in the make human. And many innovations have been created by opening our hearts and eyes, immersing ourselves in the things and assessing the truth. Okay, so many treatment is now is changed. Yeah, nowadays it's very popular. Assessed commitment treatment is one of the cognitive behavioral therapy. The Hayes is that pioneer to say that suffering is an inevitable part of human existence. The bidirectionality of human language causes suffering. Linguistical relationship can be arbitrarily applied, meaning that the person can apply the suffering tremendously through the language. By providing the language for the one knowledge, suffering is increased, the experience is avoided. Behavioral control based on the language is strengthened by the continuous comparison of the current situation and the linguistically formed future. Human can create results via language that one had not experienced. So we have another strategy. So nowadays, so many people say that the first step to escape the suffering is to accept the reality as it is, not as a philosophical concept or religious scripture. The Hart, 1987. The way to lead linguistic craving is not to reject it, but to allow it to be. The another is that famous psychologist is dialectical behavioral therapy pioneer. She also say that radical acceptance rests on the letting go of the illusion of control and the willingness to notice and accept things. They are right now without judging. So nowadays, meditation is very popular. Mindfulness is a Renaissance area. Yeah, is mindfulness currently popular? Yes, it's very popular. There is a real world example of the mindfulness. Yes, time, the journal, school, hospital, is also politics, some office, all areas, now it's a very popular meditation. Oh, it's a very too many meditation business now is increased. So many the journal is now it's published, but so you have to go into the journey where you have to turn around and come back to the various truths that Buddha realized 2,000 years ago, even though you have been trying in the belief that we can control everything. So one of the most important things that we are talking about is, in a way, a lot of the kind of cognitive change that we are using the psychiatry and a lot of psychology right now. This kind of therapy, which called cognitive behavioral therapy, actually 2,500 years ago, when the Buddha was already doing this. Now, let's take a little study of Kisakotami. Kisakotami. Kisakotami was a woman who lived during the time of Gautama Buddha. Her story is one of the most well-known parable in the Buddhist literature, highlighting themes of the impermanence and the nature of the human suffering. The loss of her child, Kisakotami experienced profound grief when her own child died. Desperate to bring her child back to life, she sought the help from anyone who could provide a solution. Eventually, someone directed her to the Buddha, suggesting that he might have the remedy. The Buddha's teaching, when the Kisakotami approached the Buddha, he told her that he could help her if she could bring him the mustard seed from the household that had not experienced any death. Relieved and hopeful, Kisakotami went from the house to house, asking for the mustard seed, but she could not find a single household that had not been touched by death. Through this experience, she realized that universality of the death, of the suffering. Understanding the Buddha's lesson, Kisakotami accepted the reality of impermanence and the rage of human suffering. She returned to the Buddha, who then taught her further. Kisakotami eventually became a devoted follower of the Buddha and attained enlightenment. Impermanence, Anika. The story of Kisakotami emphasized that the Buddhist concept of anicca. Everything in the life is transient, and this includes life itself. Understanding and accepting this impermanence is the step toward enlightenment. Suffering, and her story also illustrated the concept of dukkha. The inherent suffering is in life. By realizing that suffering is a universal experience, individuals can begin with the detach themselves from the cause of suffering. Compassion and wisdom. The Buddha's compassionate approach in teaching Kisakotami highlighted the importance of the wisdom and the understanding in dealing with the grief and the loss. His method allowed her to come to the realization on her own, which was more impactful than simply telling her the truth. The story of Kisakotami is often used in Buddhist teaching to help individuals cope with the loss and understand the deeper philosophical concept. It was a powerful narrative that helped convey the teaching of the Buddha in the relation and the human way. So let's take a look at who that person is. I wondered if there was a way to get rid of the bus to label the illness that I had been born. That is 27. It went out the practice fine for 6 years, and then I come to the epidemic. That's why I am talking about the pain life. So I thought that we should do these 8 kinds of suffering. And we should do the deterioration to get rid of them. And we should take the way to do it various ways so they can save this sentiment, being who are the midst of the suffering. So have now shared some of the teaching that realizes. So he preached it, and the first thing we did is sadhanata. And so people said he was one who enlightened him, and the one who had this eyes open, and he had that Buddha. So some of the things that he realized now that you are now coming to with. Shall we do another very simple experiment? Now do you see the candle in the light? Do you see that? Does the candle exist here? And if you are at the front of you, do you feel the heat and the brightness and the loudness? Can you feel the clarity? Then it would be fair to say that there is. Is the candle now the same as candle as a moment ago? It's long. If any, the candle is cold every moment and a little more. The candle changes from moment to moment. Not recognize the momentary change. We can candle fast is the same as the candle now. So we think we those things were the past, the present, the future. The same candle, but that's what happened moment by moment. We are changing. That's why we have this difficulty when you don't think about these things. In this end, we say that suffering arises from the momentary tendency toward essentialism. Because we experience our thought, feeling, behavior, ourselves as immutable and permanent, our suffering eventually arises. So the suffering is generated by the mental tendency toward essentialism. Essentialism means that to experience thought, feeling, action, or self as unchanged and permanent. So after all, Buddha knows that 2005 years ago that we are now here in the 2024 and we are talking about these things. So we have to come to so far. That's why we are now telling them not to get angry when they are angry, but to just notice. If you're angry, don't get angry, just notice. How do we recognize anger that it has no substance? Laugh sensation, breathing, it's a fine sensation. It's like the movement of belly or the walking. It's the foot sense of the feeling, the foot sense, like that. We are that is from the tool of the proliferation of the suffering to a tool for the removing suffering. It's the body, it's a change that the something is removing suffering. Yeah. Lifting in the and out and out and moving in out. Then when we walk and we now become aware of our present through the sense of through the movement, our arms and the things like that. And the body used to tool of the suffering from the some kind of proliferation of the suffering. It's that 시간이 너무 많이 됐는데 스님 어떨까요? 계속 할까요?
네, 괜찮습니다.
괜찮습니까? 예, 알겠습니다.
예.
The story from the now on this what we will learn the detail from the great monk during your training here. The Buddha talked about it 2005 years ago. He was talking about the arithmetic that everything is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Everything is free. Everything is suffering. Is that the tilakkhana? Yeah. Also, he said the way they can't achieve this through kind of practice, which called the eightfold way to solve everything. And the Buddha is now taught about the fertilization. So, if we can have those Buddha's teaching and we can stay in the present and continue to see ourselves in that time, and as we are the context, then we can deal with the suffering. It's not that the pain goes away. It's that we have ability to deal with it. And so that what kind of psychotherapy is modern psychiatric medicine? Yeah. That treats the mind and that's what we have at the moment. And that's what we are committed to. That's why I am talking about these things that kills everything. So now, the number of way we accept that the Buddhism is inherently devoid of religious dogma belief, and that the first of four major medical practices is very action oriented rather than the belief in the suffering, abandonment, the attachment to the wholesome behavior. So the point of Buddhism is not faith. We have to come to know that it's like to live and do well. And we have to come to accept the same position with the behavioral therapy, contagious therapy, acceptance, and commitment therapy. Yeah, 2,000 years later, we know the value. Acceptance and the diffusion are the end of themselves, but means to successful life. So our research showed that you have that as 64,000 thoughts that come to the mind throughout a day, regardless our will not because you want to do it. Because we are alive, the things that you have to experience in our lives remains our memories, and we have the average of the 64,000 thoughts a day that are created by those memories, regardless our will. Three-quarters of these thoughts, are negative. So I think that in order for us to survive in this flood of thoughts that have nothing to do with our will, and to find some kind of happiness and to be free from suffering, we'll have able to overcome all the difficulties by accepting and practicing the truths that will the Buddha have talked about. So when we get caught up to these negative thoughts, we end up with a lot of distorted thoughts. And if you look at it, there are a lot of things that we think about, such as our generation, black and white thing, the mind reading and catastrophizing, rebelling, like that common dysfunctional just thought. So in order to us to get out of this, we need to get off the stage and sit in the audience and develop the ability to observe the thought as if we are watching the stage. So if we can look at these things using some kind of method that the Buddha taught us, we can have a peace of mind. There is a movie that we have seen lately where there is a protagonist who is alone in the Mars that is overcoming all his struggles, and it's called The Martian. Has any of the seen the movie? This Martian? In this movie, we see the protagonist accepting something as it is and doing the best there, and in the way we can need some of that attitude of the certain practitioner that we are doing now. And when you see an actor who is trying his best and accepting the trying to do something, in that situation, we can see the indirect how necessary it is for us to stay in the present and then accept what has come to as it is. If you have time, I hope you will take a look. So we come to the conclusion that our knowledge language is knowledge. Some of our ability to think can be the blessing to us, but curse us. So I think it's time for us to be aware of some of the good things that we have, something of the negative aspect that this bring to us. So I think it's really helpful to us to take a look at some of the different methods we have shown this area as cognitive behavioral therapy, which we are using a lot of psychiatry right now, and we are looking at from the point of view, the psychiatrist, not from the point of view the practitioner, but from the point of view of the psychiatrist in general. So take a look at the act and insight. The major difference between human and animal is the use of the language. The ultimate or ideal state in human psychology. Affection is an important aspect of human. It's only byproduct of the strategy to cope with a long child period. Neuroplasticity opened up the possibility of learning from the experience. Thus, learning becomes critical in human life. Consciousness and the concept of self, which originate from the memory phenomena, may have been necessary for survival, or may have arisen by chance, but they are not given suddenly and one day in the complete form. Sometimes they deceive us too easily. As a result of this entire process, what we need to do is to help the patient with adaptive behavior according to their context. Yeah, according to their context. So, yeah, just as self-complete come from the cognitive fusion, acceptance is a natural result of the cognitive diffusion. Rather than changing the content of thought, change the context in which thought reduce the effective behavior. For example, I must be perfect. So if we accept it as it is, and by doing this, we'll have the psychological flexibility, and so that we'll find the away from the free from the pain that we have. Oh, yeah, the second thing is eat well, sleep well. The third is exercising. Fourth is tension management. Fifth, smiling, thanking, kindness, good deed. Take a look. It's because when it comes to sleep, 80% of our health come from getting good light sleep. So the most important thing is to get a good night's sleep. How do we do sleep well? And then we can think about how to do that. There are several that in this the sound sleep. Yeah, make the bedroom a quiet and comfortable resting space. Keep the bedroom temperature slightly cool. Don't worry while lying down. Neither get up to resolve the worry before the sleeping. Use the bed only for sleeping, not reading, not enjoying something. Yeah, just the sleeping. Avoid trying hard to sleep as it can make a sleep more elusive. Ensure is sufficient sleep time, usually more than 7 hours. Go to bed before midnight. Go bed before midnight. And wake up at the same time every day. Avoid the nap even if you fall asleep late. Enhance the quality of the sleep by avoiding the overconsumption of the alcohol, overeating, caffeine, and the deep worry in the evening. Avoid the vigorous aerobic exercise within the 3 hours before sleep. Take a warm bath 30 minutes before sleeping. Drinking warm water to slightly raise the body temperature. And then now we have the kind of relaxation, things that relax the body. So there's a many ways to do that. So this relaxation method is another way that we can use our body to calm our mind. So there is a lot of things that we do with our mind. So breathing, breathing. Then we are called body scanning, and then what called body scanning? These are the way that we are going to look at, and if we use them in our daily lives, they are going to help us that breathing and Also, basic body scanning, the find very comfortable pose and pressing air to the body, and lie down with your legs slightly apart. If uncomfortable, bend your lead. You may open your eyes if they are comfortable. Feel the weight on the body while giving attention to the sensation of body part in touch with the mattress bed. When ready, shift the focus into the left toe, slowly observe each toe. Notice every sensation from warmth to tingling. Now focus on the other part of the left foot. Shift the attention toward the left shin, calf, knee, and side. Take around 30 seconds for each part. Observe all direction for the calf and side. Like this, yeah, we use the body scan meditation. We can get comfort and peace. Deep breathing, yeah, the abdominal breathing. Close your eye in the comfortable position and relax your body. Relax the area between your eyebrows. Open your mouth slightly, and then your shoulder drop naturally. Place your hand on your abdomen and focus on the feeling of your hand rising and falling. Breathe gently through your nose. Don't try breathe deeply and heavily intentionally. Maintain your normal breathing pace, but make it regular. If you can feel the sensation of breathing with your abdomen, well, push out your belly slightly when you're inhaling and gently press it when exhaling. When inhaling, count one, silently pause brief, then say relax silent while exhaling. Do it from the 1 to 10 and then back to the 10 to 1 for the total 20 times. Yeah, take the comfortable posture with the comfortable mind. After recognize part that you are tense, shoulder, leg, and relax those muscles. Observing the breathing sensation by gently savoring the wind felt at the tip of your nose. If you have the trouble concentrating silence, say it slow on the inhale and out into exhalation. Observe only the current felt tactile sensation. If other thoughts come during the breathing, acknowledge that thought come and return to breathing. Don't try to follow the elimination thought, just recognize that this thought occurred and return to focusing on the sensation at the tip of your nose while breathing. We now use the flexible Sati, yeah, Ana Apana, we use this. Also that we distress tolerance, crisis surviving thing, making space in your mind. Stop taking, stop, take, stop, back, observe, process mindfully. Pause all activities and focus on your breathing and create a calm space within your mind. Take a deep breath in and out and focusing on your breathing. Now let's expand our attention and notice our physical sensation. Let's notice the heart thought and the feeling of passing through our mind. Now, if you are ready, let's process carefully while being mindful. We can always return to this space in our mind whenever you are in crisis station. Keep skill, changing our body chemical reaction, lowering pace temperature with cold water, intense exercise, pace, breath, pair the muscle reactions. It change our body chemical reaction and we get the calming, yeah, comfortness, yeah. Using cold, we have that in the baby. We have the instinct of a diving response. Heart rate is low, down, and the blood flow is non-essential organ decreases. So we get become the more comfort and yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so you have to use the five sense, looking after the star, enjoying the must walk, buying the fruit flour, listening to soothing of the heart strengthening muscle, focusing the rate sound, focusing city sound. Smelling the fragrance in the favorite soap, shampoo, the notion. But in the your real practice, we avoid this. But in the general people, we can use this. The lightening up to increase the herb, smelling the nature, the same. Eating the favorite food, eating the special food, eating one food mindfully, taking bath and shower, massage, petting dog or cat. Yeah, you can use the 5 senses and then make the self-soothing. Slight smile and the willing hand. Slight raise the corner of your mouth toward your ears, blink your eye blink, and open them wide while giving yourself is a command. You can create your own impression. Make an expression that gives the gentle and comfortable. Feeling in the others. Smile you like yourself. Don't forget to smile even in the smile in the recite your own mantra. Yes, you have the good person. You have the done well so far and you will do well in the future. I like this, yeah. That kind of the smiling will make that somebody very comfort. Also, willing to hand, yeah, this kind of behavior also to make the somebody make it very comfortable and yeah. Yeah, portfolio message, yeah, use this kind of method, yeah, in the very disaster, traumatic situation. We use that kind of technique. Now take one deep breath. You can start with your eyes closed and slightly open. Cross your arm over your chest. Place your hand on each palm and gently tap alternately on the left and the right, like a butterfly flapping its wing. While tapping alternately left and right, observe what you come to your mind and the body, scene, physical sensation, emotion, and thought. Don't try to change, suppress, or judge what arises. Just observe it as if watching glitter floating in your snow globe. Tap about 10 and 15 times, then take a deep breath in the, this is one set. Exercise. A previous exercise releases substance like endorphin in the brain, making it feel good. It helps change your mood when you are stressed. It also generates physical energy, giving you confidence to overcome stress. As muscle mass increases and the basal metabolic rate rise. Metabolism increases even during the sleep, helping with the weight control, core body temperature rise, and the immunity improve. Furthermore, if you exercise consistently, you can look younger than your age and become attractive person. Exercise is the most potent and underutilized antidepressant, and it's free. We use the exercise more. Yeah. Food. Yeah, food is very important. Yeah, the diet principle to eliminate stress. Drink plenty of water. Yeah. Green tea, herbal tea, mineral water are good. It's good to drink more than the 2 fat bottles a day. Replace food like white bread, biscuit, cake with brown rice, potato, beans, sweet potato. Commission the diet to find a restaurant that are delicious to prepare fruit, vegetable, and bean. Eat a hearty breakfast and modest dinner. A substantial breakfast is the source of health. The cold energy drink contain extra caffeine. Avoid drinking them if possible. 7 food that relieve stress: vegetable curry, green tea, yogurt with berry, sweet potato, dark chocolate with almond, nut. Yeah, it's not wine. It's up to you. Yeah. Changing attitude life. self-management stress in the daily routine. Morning time, stretching for 10 minutes after waking up, friend important tasks for the day in advance. Praise others whenever you have the chance. Look in the mirror and say with a smile, you are doing really well. Accept things without prejudice. Do 3 minutes stretching every hour during the walk. Eat only until you are full. Evening time, exercise regularly for more than 30 minutes, 3 times a week. Recall the good things that happen during the day and the people you are grateful for. Suggest yourself that you will wake up in the good mood when the sun rises tomorrow morning. Here is the healing come from. One, compassion with empathy, communication with the people, yeah, communication with Rachel, immerse in the culture, yeah, enjoy the culture, yeah, the cultural life. It's Korean is the famous drama. Office is a boss and this girl is this guy is take care of this girl is so it's some is give that empathy, the endless empathy will change this girl is to get health. It's a very impressive the Korean drama. If you have time, you can try this. Most important insurance is the world insurance you take out on people. These days, there are many insurance products and many people sign up for them. They expect to receive the lump sum of the money when they face difficulty later. However, many people don't take out insurance on the people who can actually help them when they are in trouble. I've seen the many cases of people receiving compensation after traffic accident or industrial accident. But if there's no one to maintain that money and take care of you, it's no use. It would be good to think about who you can rely on the emotionally when you are struggling and in pain. It also worth reflecting on how well you are treating such people usually. The best insurance is securing good people who will be by your side even when you are old. That's prepared well for the people who will share the joy and the lessons learned. Never keep people around who blame others and complain. Stay away from the people who spread stress to others while coming to the victim and only blame the others. Let's try to make beautiful people who make you smile just by looking at them like you.
사티부타반테지,
네,
사티부타니,
너무
이제
늦었죠?
아니, 늦진 않았는데, 이제 슬슬 마무리 지어야 될 것 같습니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 이제 스피드를 내겠습니다.
예.
음, So now is when you first have the fertilizer. If you look at the starting stage, at first you said 300 million sperm are fertilized by the efforts of the one of the smart sperm is all of them. But nowadays, research is that in order to fertilize in certain sperm, there are a lot of sperm around it. They are sacrificing for their one sperm, one sperm help, and helping them. When we do it together rather than alone, we heal a lot. So I think it is that starting point for us to become not only a good individual, but also family, society, generation together. So we are the living being that everybody has been helped from the beginning, and we are born now. So there is something that we have had since birth, where we have to help other people around us. That's why it's important to always look around us. create mindset where we can always reach out and go with those who are in need, those who are struggling, those who are need our help. So I think that the most important thing is to have some kind of empathy and empathy. The starting point is the assumption it would be fostering the atmosphere where you can emphasize and feel empathy at home. So marriage is very important and it is a recipe for each other to understand and emphasize with each other, the family. And a lot of things is happening in Korea. So the things that get married and they white Catholics are quite unhappy and each other. And after 20 and 30 years marriage, yeah, it's called the twilight divorce. And that significantly increase in case. Yeah, age is based, medical certification is very low, and twilight divorce past patient area is 20 year increase. Yeah. With the after the 20 years marriage, they are nearly the 30% is couple get divorced. It's very big problem. Yeah, so it, yeah, the friend is good. Yeah, it's community good. Yeah, and yeah, sometimes is that the dog and the cat help to someone. Yeah, sometimes yeah, the dog and the cat yeah together it's very helpful. Although one of that the most important value is our lives. It's a value. It's a very important that we create value in a certain way that we live life not only ourselves but also ourselves. One of the most prominent people there was Frank in the psychiatry. This man is a Jewish, and he was in Nazi concentration camp, and he was now being taken a doctor. I had a good chance to he had a good chance to escape, but on the last day, when the other escaped, asked me, you thank him to go. He thought about it is a lot. He was able to escape and leave, but he couldn't leave this sick person. So he stayed in the camp and focused the energy to curing other sick people. So later, after this war, he was over. He took that experience and created the kind of treatment in the sense of death. It's very important for some human being to take care of each other and give a lot of people some hope and help the healing. And in Korea, there has been quite a few cases here is have had the accident to someone else and now have to sacrifice ourselves to save someone else. Yeah. There is quite a lot of article about the people like that, and the first one about going to Japan to go study. Yeah. And he was trying to save that the fallen person in the had fallen on the subway. Then now he dead. And so many Japanese people are now going to keep this person. And now this is the road, and that person is here. Be have already been their heart, and they have to touch other people a lot. And we have now been able to get out of thinking of the state. They are the sacrifice themselves and like this to save others. And they have sacrificed themselves like this. And they have been able to get out of thinking of the sin. And they have sacrificed themselves like this. And they sacrificed themselves and they have been able to get out of the sinking of the ship and they have sacrificed themselves like this. And that is have been able to get out of they are sacrificed themselves like this. And they saving people, and they have been able to, yeah. Those value of these people actually heal those who remain. Life is a purpose, life is a journey, not destination. Yeah. But also, yeah, finally, yes, and when you travel, religion can help us a lot. There is a lot of religion on this planet, but we need to think about the religious activity very carefully, because when you are really alone in such difficult situations, some of these religious beliefs can save us. They can support us. They can get us through this. They can get us through, yeah. Case expert help is absolutely necessary when individual effort and help from the family friend don't solve the problem, and there is a risk to unsafe others. Yeah, and yeah, deviating from the normal in the regular life, when living below the normal for more 1 month, when unable to adapt at all for 1 week. Please, yeah, go to the expert and have the help. Yeah. My lecture is over. Yeah. Thank you for your that listening. Yeah. Thank you.
질문이 있으면은 좀 받으시겠습니까?
네.
오케이. 자, 혹시 질문할 분들이 있으면.
Do you have any questions?
아니면 뭐 메일로 보내니까 해도 됩니다. 뭐 근데 지금 너무 오랜 시간 끌어가지고요.
किसी का कोई इसके है कोई क्वेश्चन भाई तुम पूछना है उससे पूछना निकालो तो पूछना भाई माइक नहीं वही ना भाई पूछना देगा बोल थोड़ा स्लोली इंग्लिश में कैसे बोलूं ले जाओ
Use two. This one together.
दोनों एक साथ
Sir, this is very simple question, but most important question. To how to control our anger, because anger, one thing, मतलब, how to control anger? Was simple explain, मतलब detail.
Yeah, it's that the deep breathing. Yeah, deep breathing is very, very helpful. Yeah, and the butterfly heart and yeah, that two kinds of that skill is very good for the control your anger.
So do you have any other questions?
요거 두 개로 같이 쓰시라.
We have hold on.
Very greetings, sir. Sir, actually, I have a doubt that actually I have asked this same question like few days before as well. That nowadays youth is like facing the problem of overthinking so much. So as we know that human evolution and mind is upgrading itself. So how can we like restrict negative thoughts as you have told us some fact like 64,000 in a day we thought like thoughts comes in our mind, and 3 by 4 of them are negative. So how can we like overcome them or restrict them in our mind? And also also please focus upon overthinking also.
Yeah, it's that important is control is not helpful. So we are watching and accept that. Yeah, it's that very good. Yeah, to control that unwillingness thought. Yeah, uh, that kind of the situation. So acceptance and yeah. Yeah, that.
ये तो
말도 보여주시는 거.
Yeah, the deference method also good. The muscle relaxation is body scan is good. Yeah, and yeah, letting go the negative thinking. Yeah, like this cell. Yeah, like this. Yeah. We have to use that many cognitive behavioral therapy is a change that cognition, while that use that many the skills is like this. Uh, I show that so body scan and deep breathing and making the space in your mind like this crisis intervention scale it's very good and it's that the lowering the face temperature is a cool water and the intense exercise face raising the fair muscle relaxation that kind of skill also the make you very comfort also and it is five sense. Use the five sense as your experience is good things. Yeah, like that vision, hearing, smell, taste, touch. All five sense use that. Yeah, you get that uh, uh, the positive feeling. Yeah, that make it that you comfort your mind. Okay.
Do you have next question?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
My question is, escape Sati. What are the
Yeah.
other ways or option to control on stress, overthinking, and anxiety?
Yeah,
Escape
the
Sati.
same question like this. Yeah, we usually that this is the kind of that skill, while the five use the five sense is make a self soothing. Yeah, and is that the body chemical reaction change that the loading pace in the exercise and the breathing and the muscle relaxation like that kind of the exercise and the technique will help you the use this is a very continuous that help you okay we use that called crisis survival skill and Sati meditation is also very good for you and the depressing and the muscle relaxation, body scan. This kind of that method will help you to control your negative thought, negative mind, emotion. Yeah.
Hold both of
Good.
them. Hold both of them.
Hmm?
You have to use both of them.
Okay. In which can
Yes, back into.
sir, good evening.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question. You just explained there are two types of stress. One is there are two
Oh,
types
is
of
it bad? Yeah.
yeah. You said one is helpful in innovation uh, uh, and growth of mind, and second is harmful for our body. But sir,
Yeah.
I think that if anybody has ability to control their ideas and to deal with the problems through their mind, why we tells it as a stress? Why we not take it as a someone's ability to solve any problem? This I just want to say why we tells it as stress. We can say it as a positive part or positive idea.
Yeah, it's that the cognitive change. Yeah, cognitive change is we have that attitude, yeah, to positive thinking and positive attitude, positive expectation, like that kind of that change the mind positively, also help. But uh, just one is not enough. Yeah, you use that all kind of things I taught you, that exercise, eating, sleep, and the empathy, well, like the use that so many the activity, yeah, all use this is continuously, and that's that kind of the effort make your emotion and thought will control.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
네, 붓다원합니다. 질문 드리겠습니다.
네.
네, 정신 건강을 위해서 다양한 방법을 소개해 주셨는데, 사티
네네.
수행도 좋다고 말씀을 하셨는데,
네네네.
어머니께서 직접 사티 수행을 하신 걸로 알고 있거든요.
네네, 맞습니다.
네, 그래서 실질적으로 사티 수행이 다른 지금 소개해 주신 여러 방법들과 구체적으로 어떤 부분이 좀 어떻게 효과적이었는지 아니었는지 이 등의 내용들을 조금 간략하게 얘기해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
그 사티 수행은 쉽게 이야기하면은 가장 강력한 거죠. 그러니까 가장
교수님,
강력한,
교수님, 네,
예,
영어로 지금 통역해서 학생들에게 영어로 얘기해주고, 그리고
예.
교수님께서도 영어로 대답해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
이것도 영어로 해야 되나?
지금 왜냐면 여기 대중들이 지금 인도 친구들이기 때문에,
네.
네, 제가 질문을 잠깐 영어로 통역해도 될까요?
네.
네.
예, 통역하시죠. 질문을 먼저, 대답을 먼저 할까요?
아니 질문부터 먼저.
네, 질문을 먼저 통역을 하고 교수님께서 대답해
네네네.
주시기 바랍니다. 네.
네네네.
The next question was that Professor introduced many methods that we can deal with our mental health, and one of them was Sati meditation. So Professor himself experienced Sati meditation and how he think about it. She wondered how he think about it and how effective it was and what the difference from other meditation practices.
네, 교수님
예.
영어로 대답해 주시기 부탁드립니다.
I just said that Sati is that like the main dish. If you go to the restaurant, you have that appetizer, the side dish. Here is the many other dish, but the Sati is the main dish like this. Yeah, Sati is that very strong and strong method to change our mind. changed our attitude to the life. Yeah. Sati is the most powerful, tools to change our life, our emotion, our attitude to the like this. I think that the main dish. For the 4 months is the practice. I experienced that a very clear, clear my mind. I my the mind is purified. Yeah, I think that my dirty and some the world, that there was many contamination is in my mind. It's just purified. Yeah, I can see that spontaneous in my deep my inside. What is my inside? And my uh, deep side, deep mind. I see my deep mind. The deep mind usually consists of that compassion, just compassion, most compassion. I felt that some the fish and the cow and some kind of that very painful situation of that animal and the fish because the pollution and man is just no much about the animal, just the money for the raising the animals. So I feel the same pain from this fish as the animal. It's very strange and very powerful experience from the Sati. Sati make my mind very clear and purified. So it's that the one most powerful method to purify our mind. This is my answer.
One more question.
애썼습니다.
학생이
네.
하나도 안다고 하는데.
질문을 하나만 더 하겠다는데 괜찮겠습니까?
네, 괜찮습니다.
Okay, yeah. Last one.
उन्हीं को पूछना है. माइक लगा लो.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
You have told us so many techniques to overcome depression, anxiety, and stress. But my question is, are there any precautions we can take even before creating all these messes in our mind so that we can stop all these negative thoughts instantly at the source point only?
Yeah, it's that today's the lesson. Yeah, they include a very safe method. Yeah, not side effect. Yeah, usually I use that without any side effect. All method is very safe. Yeah, you can use it very easily. Yeah, that.
So, is there any precautions we can take even before?
No problem. It's a very safe and very helpful method. Different thing like the body scan, the crisis care, or like this is no side effect. Just use the mind and the body. Yeah, so it's not dangerous. But it's time to practice the Sati. We have some the precautions. Yeah, like this. We needed some condition. Yeah, some bad condition will worsen his or her conditions. So mental status is very important sometimes. But today's technique is no problem.
So, sir, you are telling that practicing sati is the only way.
And Sati practice is needed that some travel mind and some kind of that for potential, needed potential. Some very weak mind is will cause something bad result. So we very cautious about some people. But many people is no problem. But some people are we cautious about that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
수고하셨습니다.
네, 감사합니다, 스님. 예.
예. 그거. 지금까지 훌륭한 강의해 주신 사티디빠께 다시 한번 감사드립니다. Thank you very much. 그리고 저거 사마네라들이 인사를 하고 싶다는데.
네.
근데 지금 우리가 카메라가 미키지를 안 해요. 그래서 그냥
알겠습니까?
목소리로만.
네.
예?
사티디빠 나왔다고.
스님들이 사티디빠 나왔다고 되게 좋아합니다.
Hi everyone. I miss you. Every day I miss that India and my friend. Okay, my training. I miss already. I want to go there, return to there within the soon. As soon as possible. I return this. Okay.
우리야, 너니? 오케이, 스피킹. 사티부터.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah. I
Yes.
watched that video is YouTube is sometimes I watch your activity also is I'm very miss there. I always wanted to go return to there. Okay. I wanted to see you again.
Yes, okay, see you again.
Yeah, see you again. Take care, everyone.
오케이. 예, 수고하셨습니다. 그러면
네,
이제
네, 스님 또 뵙겠습니다.
한국 가서 뵙겠습니다. 애썼습니다.
네, 뵙겠습니다, 스님.
예, 고맙습니다.
네.